Hello, everybody. Do do do. Too funny. Welcome to this read for this new moon that we are having today, which is Monday, the 30th, the last couple days of this 2024 year. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some information that I want to share. So, yeah, as you can tell, I hopefully you're able to understand me. Sorry, there was no energy read the week of Christmas. Right after solstice, I did a sound bath, and then my body decided it was purge time. So I got hit with a whopper of a cold and sore throat, and um, I'm still recovering. Like 10 days later, I don't think I'm anywhere near done yet either. So hopefully you can understand this. Um, this is the first time been able to sit down and read cards too, just because my head gets foggy during that. I don't get a ton of intuitive information, but at the same time, saying that, I did. Really profound stuff happening. The new energy is in. That's all I can tell you. In the moments where I was, forced to rest and sleep and recover, I was able to tap into. That was the only thing I was able to tap into, was the energy, the fact that it's there and it's ready for us to really start implementing into our plane. What I want to talk about is we'll talk about the moon. This will also serve as the energy read for the week. And then I'm going to do something fun this year. We're going to start off the year with fun, because that's the key piece that's been coming through with this energy shift. Is it is all a choice. So if you're choosing to stay in the negative timeline, it will keep showing you more fear. Like, there is no question about it. It's like, I get that we are like, it's really difficult for us a lot of times to understand the bigger picture of energy. And that, but we've been training for this all along. And the training always has been manifestation and attitude and mindset and all of it. Because we're living again, or you could be like, we're living in a matrix. We create everything that comes our way, which is 100% true. And now more than ever. So what's happening is we always knew this was going to happen. There was going to be the split in the timelines, or we don't even want to say that they're splitting, but old Earth, 3D Earth, and then fourth, fifth dimensional Earth and beyond. There's a bifurcation that was always going to happen, right? The Vesica Pisces, pulling apart of the two energies. And you, as a divine, amazing being, can live in whichever energy you choose. It is 100% up to you, which is why, like, the solstice video is, choose your own adventure, choose your path. That's what's being asked of us now. So I still see a ton of people sending me stuff and things about the control matrix, and that they're trying it again and da 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 da. I'm like, I'm not putting my head in the sand, but it really comes down to the decision of, not in my timeline. I'm not doing that. I'm not going on that timeline. So, yeah, I choose 100% not to even look at that stuff, because honestly, after the last let's be honest, after the last 4 years, at various stages since 2020, there's always been a fear agenda, something new, something to be scared of. Um, and I bought into a lot of it at the beginning. But now I fundamentally realize, if I don't buy in, it doesn't happen. It's not going to happen anyway. So this lower energy has no power. I can't express that to you enough. It has enough power that if you give it to it, it's going to take it, and it's going to take you on a run for your money. Like, they'll do whatever they have to do to pull you down. So I think it's super important in these last couple of days of this year to understand that this is a new year coming up. This is new. Everything is new. energy is new. Um, the old system is systematically collapsing. You can like, so if there's nothing else, if you pull nothing else from the outside world, is just know that you're seeing it collapse in real time. We came here to do that, right? And then clean up the mess. That's the big thing. We just aren't ready to do that job yet. The energy's in place, but the old has to be completely annihilated first. So yeah, you gotta just, and this is the thing. I was actually watching um, Pam Gregory. She's an astrologer, and she said, just let it go, let it die. Stop clinging on to it, everybody. Stop clinging on to their agendas and what they're gonna do next and how they're gonna like f us up next. Like enough. Just honestly, put it away. Put it on the back burner. We may not have to deal with it at some point, but that's not what's important right now. Our careers, our families, anything, it's all not important right now. What's important is where you are in this vibrational universe. Because if you want to access and be a part of this, you have to let the old go. It's got to be done. It's interesting because, first of all, the solar flares have been off the charts. So that is just upgrading our energy in every moment. So ride those waves. I know they're not easy. This is when we get sick or we don't feel well, and a lot of stuff purges out of us, and it's meant to. So again, if you can just go with the flow on especially the body symptoms, I know they're harsh, right? But just knowing in the end everything's okay. Okay, so the moon today is in Capricorn, which is funny because Capricorn really embodies the old world structures, right? Top down authoritarianism, uh, you know, companies, businesses, like it's all that kind of thing. And we're watching it crumble in real time. So it's this one's actually called a black moon because there's two new moons in 1 month. So set what I'm going to read two things to you, but the key in what this video is probably going to be called is fade to black. Now, this isn't like a fade to black, like it's over, it's done. But it is. Let's fade to black on the third dimensional world. Close the curtain, close the door, close the chapter so that we can start the new. Um, okay, so let's just I'm going to read two things just directly from the websites. So with this moon, tonight you could be doing set intentional long-term goals. I know that's hard when this energy's not in. Get ready for transformation, which is great. Reassess where you are and where you spend your energy. That will be the number one thing to do. Plant seeds for what we want to see flourish next year. Start to step in to your authentic self. Been doing lots of work in 2024 about that. It's not, now let's step up and be that person. Um, Expansion is key right now. Learn something new. Strike a balance between creative um, and ambitions, and so just kind of really, it's almost like the perfect New Year's moon, right? Like it's like setting intentions. What do we want to see coming up? What can we let go that isn't serving us? The usual typical stuff, right? Um, okay, so I'm going to read this whole thing. This is from Sparks of Divine Light Healing, Rod James. Really good if you follow her on Instagram, or I'm not sure about Facebook, but anyway. Okay, so we have a second new moon, December 30th, ending the 2024 season with a black moon. A black moon is the second new moon in a month. The new moon is all about new beginnings, and a black moon intensifies this energy. It's an ideal time to set intentions for this new year, and this symbolizes a clean slate and an opportunity to manifest new goals and dreams. The black moon also encourages introspection and reflection. So again, like I don't know what you do for your New Year's Eve traditions. I generally have a bath and set my intentions, come up with my 2 words for the next year. Haven't done that yet, but that's what tomorrow's for. Um, and it says here to also, so journaling is kind of key at this time. Um, Take time for shadow work, delving into your inner self, confronting hidden emotions, and working on personal growth and healing. That is actually the big theme in all the predictions and things I'm hearing from different readers and things for 2025 is it's all about self. And not okay, it's kind of this interesting thing. The vision is going to be able to see where people are in service to self and service to others. Um, Although this service to others has a very unique piece again about, but it's service to self, but in the new way, the new earth way, which is making sure that I'm at my optimal energy and I'm not just trying to get ahead for myself. That's the old way. This is like getting ahead um, by making sure I'm at my best healing ability for others and then helping others. So this is this new energy. This is the new paradigm. This is the energy we're trying to, really foster and bring in. Um, as 2025 is about to begin, the Black Moon serves as a reminder to let go of past burdens and embrace a fresh start. So like I said, I'm going to be calling this reading, Fade to Black. So let's fade to black on our old life so that we can start the new chapter, the sequel to the movie, whatever you want to call it. But let's step into this new year and this new moon with an all new start, fresh start, clean slate. Okay. Um, where are we going to start? Okay, so we'll do the normal moon read. I'm going to read one of the Nature Rhythm Oracle, and then I got a new deck, so we're going to use that. But it's really interesting. I'll talk about it when I pick the deck up. Let's read this card first. So what's this moon all about for us today? There's two. I usually like to read two because they're pretty lengthy, but we'll see. Oops. We got trust and peace. I'm in for those. Trust, number 2. Sorry, I do hope you guys can understand me with this crazy voice that I have. I trust that I am exactly where I need to be. Within you lies a sophisticated and highly evolved ability that can be accessed at all times. All perceived needs that are outside of yourself are programmed illusions you can abolish at will. This is about the timeline split. Stop believing everything you're told, including the current, they're going to lock us up again and no, just just stop it. Just stop believing in it. It really is that simple. Not on my timeline, thanks. Illusions. You must trust this ability and the wisdom of your soul. What activities do you engage in that challenge you to trust yourself? That would be a great one to write down, right? I think as part of your journaling. That's a good question to answer. Okay, and then this moon is also about peace. I'm peaceful. Hang on. Didn't bring any water up here. That was dumb. I'm peaceful. My body is at ease, and I am calm. Allow the dust to settle. There's no need to manipulate circumstances to suit your needs and desires. Sink into the simplicity of breath. Sorry, everybody. Smooth out the edges of your breath. If you feel that your nervous system is charged and your chest is tight, exhale longer than you inhale. Yeah, whatever we do with this moon, like I said, it's really key that we're embodying this energy of peace and calm for ourselves heading into this. We're gonna be fine, and it's just really imperative that we trust and we find peace. Again, I'm saying this too because I know there's people out there that are like, "Oh, you're sticking your head in the sand. You're not listening to what's happening. You're just you're avoiding any of that stuff. And it's like, I don't really feel that because at the core of everything, if we're working with manifestation, if I'm perpetuating fear constantly, that's what I'm doing and I'm bringing it into my life. And excuse me, I just don't believe, to be honest. Um, like, it just doesn't make sense for me to live that way. I'd rather live in peace and trust the plan and the universe, right? And trust myself. I know. And like I said, when I was down and out and sleeping a lot and ill, the energy coming in was like palpable. And I'm like, why am I not? We'll be working with this. This is pleasant. Okay. My new deck is the Ancient Stones. Funny that I got this deck because I was like, oh, it's, but I feel like these cards are really interesting because they're like a lot of things that present our past and where our past energy and the ley lines and all of that, where we got our information from, is all online now. So we're going back to the past to understand the future because these cards are kind of futuristic too in their nature. So yeah, let's read three. We're going to read three of these and then we'll do our regular moon cards and do this new moon in Capricorn. It's interesting though, because it's like normally with a Capricorn moon, it's like I would focus on the things that are like Capricornian, like making lists, and which you certainly could do and that kind of thing. But I think this one is almost like last moon to say farewell to that age and energy of Capricorn that we've been going through. Um, the old system, watching it, watching it go. Mhm. Okay, so first up, find your center. Stay true to you. Call it to you. Yeah. And this has got a labyrinth with with the light in the center. So um it's really important. Again, self this little bit. It's about us connecting in and making sure we're centered and grounded because we have to we want to get to this place. We want to be at the center of the light. But if we're not working our energy, we have to call this light in and say, I'm ready. Um, and stay true to you. That's part of this whole self care thing. It's like, who are you? What is your truth? What do we need to say? Um, yeah. We also got for this moon obstacle. Interesting. Find another road, flexibility, change. I think this is just kind of going back to what I was talking about with this whole bifurcation and the split in the timeline ish. Like we get to decide what path we're on coming up here. So, um, if whatever you're doing right now isn't working for you, which is what I would think this card is kind of indicating for some of us, um, it change the path, change the direction, embrace change. There's a lot of change happening right now. Embrace it. And it's interesting because we also got aligned to it, alignment. It's coming together, precision. Look at the sacred geometry. I think that's Metatron cube two. Anyway, the bottom line is it is right now about where we put our energy. That's 100% what this moon is about. So make sure you're doing your due diligence, whatever that is, to keep your energy positive and in good alignment with the plan and the universe and what's going on. Hang on, I'm just gonna. I do have. I do have. That fizzy water is really gonna help the voice. Anyway, okay, let's take a look at the moon. This particular moon, and again, like I said, we're gonna use this as the energy read. Oops, for for the week as well. And also, and so what I'm going to do for fun for the new year So probably on New Year's Day rather than the Eve. I'm gonna do like a year prediction video. I've got a certain plan with cards, the fairy tarot that we'll sort out, and we'll read 3 months at a time and see like what the energy is, and just totally see what's ahead for us and make predictions, and just for like totally for fun. Let's do things for fun. Anyway, so that's the plan for the new year, the end of this week, and then we'll just get back to regular scheduled things for um, moons and the energy reads and special events. Yeah, I think we're in for a very interesting year. Okay, so we got a couple here. Okay, first up, which is great. Um, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Whew, thank goodness. It's been a bumpy 24 for sure. Lots of lessons, lots of learning, but you know, we also got a fiery climax approaches. This is obviously the outside world. We're fully in it right now. Uh, like we said, though, it's got to burn down to build back up. There's just no other way. Observe it and send it love and bid it farewell. Thank it for its lessons. And we go into 2025 with a clean slate. We also got You Are Good Enough. Again, there's that reoccurring theme of some of us having a lot of self doubt in these times. So, and I think a lot of self doubt probably comes when I'm saying things like, I can feel the energy and I know it's in. And then you're like, I don't feel anything and I don't know. And um, don't, again, first of all, don't compare yourself to other people. We're all going to go through this at different processes. I'm just tuning you into the fact that it is there. And so if you want to work on it and dive into it, it's there. So you might not be ready yet, and that's not a problem. Everything will happen in its due time in this process. So don't panic. Don't worry. You've got everything you need. You are good enough. Um, we also got to have faith in your dreams. So again, for me, this is telling us like, don't stop, don't stop believing, don't give up. Like we have like when the curtain fades on this old earth and we let it go, and we've done all the shadow work and all the things. Like I said, the curtain goes up on the new movie, and so we write this movie though, right? We have to be dreaming about the future and what we want, right? Very critical right now. Right. I'm hoping my voice is holding out. It's not doing too bad. It'll make a prediction video really fun, won't it? It was actually interesting because as I was getting sick, I was just like, I could tell, like, I knew it was going to be like a bit brutal. Oh, there's three there. We'll just take those. I knew it was going to be a bit brutal because I could just tell my body was like, oh yeah, we're going to purge pretty heavy. Like, and it did. And I had a really couple of rough days and stuff. But like I said, in those moments, it was just interesting because I'd be in and out of sleep, or I'd be fading in and out of, of kind of like, uh, of just a restful period. And uh, just all this stuff was coming to me about like, holy, the energy's here. It's in. I knew this guy was coming up, which is really funny. I just saw it long before this. Okay, the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. This is the new self. This is us. This is us in the future. Selflessness, humility, conscious action. Again, so we're moving into this thing of service to, not service to self in the old way. We have to develop a new service to self, or that we build ourself up in order to help others, right? Um, and so when we're energetically at our best and our most vibrant, we attract the people that need our assistance. We attract like-minded people to help us, we create a community. And 2025 is really going to explode in terms of the coming together of communities. It's going to be off the charts, which is great. We've been, like I said, I've said this in a couple of videos recently. We've been doing the lone wolf thing, which was necessary. We needed lessons that we were learning and things we were doing. And now we're coming together with our like-minded folk. Okay, this moon, we also got the Eagle King, the big picture, and angelic help. So again, like this is all going according to plan and everything is fine. Um, Pull back and see the bigger picture, right? Like don't be so micro focused on all the happenings on the planet. Um, they're going to happen and they're meant to happen. And again, we're just observing everything as it as it passes so we can let it go. Like we're here to be part of that that process. And again, if you're really struggling or you really want to tap into this energy, call in the angels and say, listen, like I need I need they're really good at signs and symbols. So ask them. Ask creator too. Oh geez. We got okay, so we got the winged wise ones as well. Angelic help, miraculous aid. Okay, so like again, if you're super struggling with any of this, the team is in place. Like they're right here all around. And it's just like, okay, I need help with this. I need to see this or I need to feel this or like really like the only way to access anything if we're trying to access a building is we can't just stand there and go open the door and it opens. Well, eventually, hopefully, telepathy and all that is coming in strong. Um, we have to like action. We have to go up and ask for help and that kind of thing. So yeah, got to work on that a bit this in these last couple days of this year. Open the door to new earth. That's what we're doing. All right, lots of angels. Yeah, that's also like they're saying like they came here to watch the big show like the rest of us. And so with that, with that amount of cards suggesting that they're how close they are and that we can just, access them really easily, is that um is that this show is about to go down. Wow, it's so interesting. Okay. We're just getting so much about okay. Um the self-doubt thing. So when it comes up that often, it's like then use this moon. You have to the work that has to be done is all about ourselves and believing in ourselves. So whatever you have to do um, for this moon is like the energy is asking us to find ourselves and believe in ourselves. So it's really interesting because like I just found in the last like few weeks it was actually other people that ended up helping me and it's tough because you don't see yourself the way others do. Just in my practice I had clients saying to me like you're my healer, you're my spiritual advisor, and I'm like what? I don't see myself like that. But they do. So it really made me pause and think and it was like oh like I need to have the same belief in myself that others do for me. And so if you don't have someone for that sounding board to tell you, um, you have to do it for yourself. And I know that's not always fun, but like that's the nice thing about journaling is write down your best qualities. Um, we all have different roles to play in this shift. You have no idea what you just might be a really good listener and people know that about you and that might be the key to you whatever you're doing in this manifestation of this change. Okay, so the first step is we got push through any insecurities. Again, so we're just like, we've got to like do everything we can to believe in ourselves. Know your worth. Like, I can't make this stuff up. It's like, um, if you don't see it in yourself, I mean, it's a weird question to maybe ask other people, but it might be a good exercise if you have a close person to you, sit down and just ask them like what are my greatest qualities, and you can even base this on like not what's happening in 3D and work and family. I mean, that might factor in, but like what are my good spiritual qualities? And the last part is keep your heart open. Like I said, the biggest part of this energetic shift is that, and that's why when we look at the outside world right now and we're like, it's not going to make it and all, whatever, and they're going to do this to us, and it's because the heart chakra, heart Christ consciousness isn't fully in. But when it does, like, it's hard to believe that like when that moment happens, everyone's heart opens. It's, it's an easier energy because people are like, oh, I see what this is, right? It's all love. So just know that that's like a piece of what's coming in too, right? I know that one's definitely like hard to fathom, hard to believe, because we've never seen anything like it. But like I said, this shift and this change, we've never seen anything like this. This is all new to us, right? Um, the overall thing though is the really interesting place I've found myself is that I'm not worried about it. Like I just cannot believe for a second that we came here to just end it all. Like that's just so sorry. I don't mean to be like rude about it, but you you know, I can't help you if you're choosing, and you might need to stay on the lower timeline until it makes more sense to you. Um, but just do your best to like know that you're a part of this. It's happening. Everything is good. Okay. Um, Synchronicity. Look what's happening here. This is the bifurcation, the split. So again, a lot of the times too, um, people always ask like, when is this going to happen? It's like, well, I don't work in that time and space. Like, it's not even a time, right? Time is an illusion as well. But there's enough. The reason I know it's happening is there's enough synchronicities going on, um, and presenting themselves every day that I'm like, this is happening. Like, there's no question about it. So it's interesting because I could say like it's imminent, but that could be 2 years from now. So like we just kind of have to throw that out the window, in a way, because the other thing too is if we're like always looking for a deadline or a timeline or a thing, um, we kind of stop it from coming in too. So you don't want to be doing that. It's just like we literally need to just like open ourselves. That's the heart chakra opening, is keep your heart open and see what comes, and don't put so many caveats on it and all of that stuff. It's not help. It doesn't help the cause. We also got the courage card. I think this just kind of goes back to talking about the belief in ourselves, right? That we have courage and um, and faith in ourselves that we are enough and we came here to do this, and everything is going according to plan. So it's just like there's no need for fear. Sorry. And then we got reach for the moon, go for it. It's like, let's do this, people. The time is now. Sorry, terrible. Hopefully, we're not listening on headphones. That probably sucked. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick here just because I am losing my voice. Um, yeah, let's have some affirmation cards for ourselves. We'll do these, and I think we'll also take a look at the golden futures because see what we should be focusing on this week. Okay. Okay. Take these, write them down, put them in your journal, think on them, do some positive affirmations, whatever you need to do to get yourself in alignment. I am safe to be my true, authentic self. There, that is again. Investigate who is that? What is your true, authentic self? Hopefully, by now we're pretty close to understanding that. Um, but again, like I said, I didn't even notice how people saw me. I don't see myself that way, but they were good things, and I wrote them all. I did write them all down because I'm like, that is who I want to be. That is that. So I'm already doing it, and it's like it's amazing to understand that you're already doing it. You probably have no idea. You're probably like, nope, that's not me. We've got to get rid of that disbelief in ourselves. Okay, I am beginning an exciting new path of self-discovery. This is this is the painting of the new picture for the new earth. We are going to be someone different. Who do you want to be? Who not who's your authentic self maybe right now? Who do you want to be? The world's your oyster, right? My future is full of light. Write these both down. My future is full of light. I am pure magic. Yeah, you are. You are. And you came here to do this, and everything's going to be fine. And we just have to get our heads in alignment and stop. The other thing about doubt is also comes in on the fear scale, right? That we're not good enough. Those things, those are stories of third dimensional consciousness. And they're BS, basically. Like they're BS stories. Mostly because it's like you're not good enough to do this job or be a family or both. It's all very constructible stuff that does not matter in the spiritual realm. It's like, who are you at the heart, soul, and spirit level? Those are the most important things that we need to know right now, not any of the other stuff, right? And so, like, I hate to say it, but when you start doubting the process, when you're doubting yourself, you're letting in a lot of low energy. So do your best to switch that up. All right, I'm reading the Golden Futures all the way through probably 2025 as we bring in this golden age. So let's see what this moon tips us off to in terms of uh, yeah, interesting. Okay. Oh, I'm going to take that card too because I just want to quickly talk about that last. Okay, first up, this is you can't make this shit up, right? 18, manifestation and mind control. Focus your thoughts. We have been living in this third dimensional paradigm where our mind was controlled by outside sources. This is time, this moon, heading into the new. Take back your power. Take back your control of your mind. This is critical right now. Focus your thoughts. Focus your thoughts. And again, on alignment. Look at this chakra alignment. More and more information has been coming in over the holidays about like what the 144 chosen, like all of that energy, seven seals. If you are getting biblical, the seven seals. What else is there seven of? There's seven chakras in our bodies. When those are in alignment, ascension happens. It's always what they always say too, like you're always working up the chakras. The last one's the crown chakra, which is the 1,000 petaled lotus. which when it blooms is enlightenment. Your head blooms into a lotus flower. So, um, again, secrets that have been controlled and kept from us because they don't want us to know how powerful we are. So, spend this time over the next couple days heading into the new, fully in control of yourself, of your thoughts, of what you're manifesting. Take responsibility. Don't take this lightly. This is not a drill. This isn't a joke. This isn't just pie in the sky. This is your job and this is what you came to do. So could you do it? We also got jump, shift your life. We almost are at the point where we don't have a choice but to do this. And like I said, we're already doing it, but most of us don't realize it. My hearing just fell up. Okay, jump shift your life. It also says to tune into crystals. So always good to do some crystal work, especially use some clear quartz. Again, if you're having troubles connecting and talking to the angels and things like that, sit down with a crystal and be intentional about chatting to them. We also got the population. Seize your opportunities. Now, this one's really interesting because I always say, what's happening in this card? Everybody's kind of looking at the mountain, focusing this way, but as we move in and push in, souls are starting to ascend. So, for me, though, this says, we're ready for the mass shift. It's close. It's closer than it's ever been. So, do your best to prepare yourself. And again, all this 3D stuff, honestly, you can, if you don't trust me, something's going to happen in the next little while, or it's imminent. Even just put that crap on the back burner right now because it's just really distracting and really annoying. And it isn't the thing that defines where we're headed or what we're doing. So, it doesn't matter. I said this to someone the other day, and she's young and, she's in that part of her life where the big decisions are do I get married? Do I travel? Do I like my job? Do I stay at my job? Am I doing what I want to do? Am I living my passions? Those things are all coming up. And I literally told her to put it on the back burner until this new energy is fully in, because what also is going to happen as that new energy comes in is that it helps to resolve these old issues, dissolve them, resolve them. If they aren't in alignment with where we're headed, you know, it's the proverbial, the universe is gonna eliminate it for you, right? So yeah, we're still going to be doing beginnings and endings, but we have to be a little more go with the flow and allow things to happen. Allowing is a big one. Okay, we're going to leave the moon there because my voice is about to be done. But here's the last thing I'm going to leave this with, because this was on the bottom of the deck. So we got the new children. Be all you can be. Okay, I don't listen to podcasts. I never do. But in the last 2 weeks, I've had it sent to me. I've had people mention it to me, and maybe it's just because it's kind of popular right now. But they're called the telepathy tapes. It's a podcast of, I think, so far 8 or 10 episodes. But it's dealing with kids being able, in particular, at the moment they're looking at autistic and I just forgot the word. Anyway, they're looking at kids that are savant, right? If that's the word you want to use. But it's fascinating because what they're really talking about is that the shift has already happened. These kids, and I would say even your kids, right? Whether they, if they're perfectly healthy mind wise and all of that, they have these abilities too. So the more and more people are seemingly noticing they're able to telepathically speak with their children all over the world. And so I would highly recommend listening to that podcast because it just helps give us an understanding that this is happening, number one. Number two, if we're worried that we can't do this ourselves, which a lot of us are probably thinking that, is that we have a good team of angels behind us, but we have these guys and they're ready to go. We just have to also help nurture them. They're going to show us the way. Um, like telepathy is an interesting thing because if we really get into telepathy, it means that like you know my thoughts. So I can't like lie to you anymore, right? Because you'll just be able to call my BS like instantly. That's not how you really feel, which is good because I think that's where a lot of the times we end up not being our authentic self or being authentic with others is because we have this ability to mask our feelings or hide our true emotions and all of that. Um, so telepathy is actually a really positive uh, thing, and it's been coming up. It was even again, like I said, I was watching Pam Gregory, um, and part of her predictions or themes for 2025 was that telepathy is really going to come online. So if nothing else, work on your telepathic abilities. The best example people were saying is like, those instances um, where you're, thinking of someone and then the phone rings. Um, try those. Like, like really think about somebody. It works. This works for me and it has for years with clients. Like if I'm having a quiet week and I'm like, I need some appointments, I need to book some appointments. I sit down and think about clients I haven't seen in a while. I don't call them. I rarely call, text, email. Sometimes I will just to check in and make sure everybody's okay. But generally, if I want to see them in my space, I sit down and think about them. And usually within 2 weeks, they book in. So, that being said, that energy right now is off the charts. Like we can tap into that. So, um, play around with it, you guys. That's the other. How do we learn best? We learn like children learn. We learn really best um, if we're having fun with what we're doing. We make it a game. So make it a game and make it fun and don't take yourself so seriously and just see if it works. It's like the angel thing too. It's like talking to them, but like be looking for their signs and symbols and see how fast you get them. Like this is the point of right now is it's like this has got to be us having the most fun with this and integrating it in a loving healing way. We can't come at this with like all this doubt and fear because it doesn't work and then it's not in alignment, so we're not going to like see tangible results, right? You got to believe it to see it in this world. All right, that's where we're going to leave this. Take care of yourselves. Join me on New Year's Day for the fun, magical predictions. We'll just have fun. Okay. Happy New Year. Take care of yourselves.